Good morning students. In this video I am explaining mechanism of action of barbital. Barbital is belong to barbiturate class. Barbital is used in the treatment of epileptic seizures and insomnia. It is GABA A receptor. It is ligand gated chloride channel. For GABA A receptor activation, two GABA molecules are required. GABA is major inhibitory neurotransmitter in our brain. GABA is binded to GABA A receptor. All subunits undergo conformational changes and chloride ions are entered into the cell. If chloride ions are entered into the cell, it leads to increases the negative voltage membrane potential. It leads to hyperpolarization of cell membrane. This hyperpolarization inhibits the generation of action potential. If action potential is not generated, neurotransmitters are not released into synaptic cleft. So signals are not transmitted to nerve or nerve to organ. It produces CNS depression. Okay, coming to the barbital. Barbital is used in the treatment of epilepsy and insomnia. Some patients with epilepsy or insomnia, their GABA binding sites are mutated. So GABA don't bind to GABA A receptor. At this condition, patients take barbital and benzodiazepines. Barbital is positive allosteric modulator. Barbital bind to GABA A receptor. Barbital allosterically change conformation of GABA binding sites, and barbital increases the affinity and ability of GABA to bind and activate the GABA A receptor, and also barbital increases duration of channel opening. It means it keeps the channel in open state. So more amount of chloride ions are entered into intracellular fluid. If more amount of chloride ions are entered into the intracellular fluid, it leads to increases the negative voltage membrane potential. It leads to hyperpolarization of cell membrane. This hyperpolarization inhibits the generation of action potential. If action potential is not generated, the neurotransmitters are not released into synaptic cleft. So signals are not transmitted to nerve or nerve to organ. It leads to CNS depression. Glutamate receptors are three types: AMPA receptor, kinase receptor, and NMDA receptor. These three receptors are ligand gated non-selective cationic receptors. They are permeable to sodium, calcium, and potassium. Okay, these are tetramers. They have 4 subunits, and this glutamate is excitatory neurotransmitter. It acts as a ligand for these 3 receptors. Okay, coming to the AMPA receptor. If glutamate is binded to AMPA receptor, all 4 subunits undergo conformational changes and pore is opened. So large amount of sodium and small amount of calcium is entered into the cell, and large amount of potassium move out of the cell. Coming to the kinase receptor. Glutamate is binded to kinase receptor. All subunits undergo conformational changes and channel is opened. So large amount of sodium and small amount of calcium is entered into the cell, and large amount of potassium move out of the cell. Okay, coming to the NMDA receptor. Glutamate is binding to NMDA receptor. So all subunits undergo conformational change and channel is opened, but the ions are not passed through this pore because the pore is blocked by this magnesium ion. See here, this pink color is magnesium ion. So the flow of the cations is depending upon the voltage of intracellular fluid. Okay, how this voltage is developed, I will explain. This glutamate is binded to AMPA receptor and kinase receptor and activated them. So large amount of sodium and small amount of calcium is entered into the cell. So see here, if sodium and calcium entered into cell, it leads to increases the positive voltage membrane potential. It leads to depolarization of cell membrane. So this depolarization is reached to NMDA receptor, and this depolarization remove this Mg+2 ion from the pore. This Mg+2 ion move to extracellular fluid. So now the pore is opened, so large amount of sodium and small amount of calcium is entered into the cell, and large amount of potassium move out of the cell. Okay, coming to the serotonin receptor. 5-HT3 receptor is serotonin receptor. Serotonin excitatory neurotransmitter. This 5-HT3 receptor is pentamer. It having 5 subunits. Okay, when serotonin is binded to 5-HT3 receptor, all subunits undergo conformational changes and pore will be opened. So large amount of sodium is entered into the cell and small amount of calcium is entered into the cell, and large amount of potassium move out of the cell. This 5-HT3 receptor is ligand gated non-selective cationic receptor. Okay, coming to the nicotinic acetylcholine receptor. This nicotinic acetylcholine receptor is presented at skeletal muscle. Acetylcholine acts as a ligand. This acetylcholine is binded to nicotinic acetylcholine receptor. The channel will be opened, so large amount of sodium and small amount of calcium is entered into the cell, and large amount of potassium move out of the cell. Acetylcholine is excitatory neurotransmitter. Okay, next. Excitatory neurons releases these excitatory neurotransmitters. Excitatory neurotransmitters are glutamate, serotonin, and acetylcholine. So these excitatory neurotransmitters binds their receptors, and these receptors open, and large amount of cations are entered into intracellular fluid. So if large amount of sodium and calcium is entered into the cell, it leads to increase the positive voltage membrane potential. This positive voltage membrane potential develop depolarization of cell membrane. This depolarization stimulate the generation of action potential. If action potential is generated, the neurotransmitters are released into synaptic cleft. So signals are transmitted to nerve or nerve to organ. So it leads to CNS excitation. In case of healthy individuals, excitation and inhibition of CNS is existed in balance. In case of epilepsy, excitation of CNS predominate the inhibition because the mutation of GABA receptors or a loss of inhibitory neurons in brain. Epilepsy is caused by abnormal activation of neurons in brain. In this condition, excitatory neurotransmitters are continuously released into synaptic cleft. These excitatory neurotransmitters fires their receptors continuously. It leads to more amount of sodium and more amount of calcium is entered into the cell. If more amount of sodium, if more amount of calcium is entered into cell, it leads to positive voltage membrane potential. It leads to increases the positive voltage membrane potential. It leads to depolarization of cell membrane. These depolarization stimulate the generation of action potential. So neurotransmitters are released into synaptic cleft. Signals are transmitted continuously nerve to muscle. It leads to uncontrollable muscle contractions in body parts. These uncontrollable muscle contractions are very dangerous. In case of these uncontrollable muscle contractions in diaphragm, stop breathing also. So patient with epilepsy take barbital. Barbital block these glutamate receptor, serotonin 5-HT receptor, and nicotinic acetylcholine receptor. See here, this barbital is block these all receptors. So the cations are not entered into the cell. By this way, barbital is inhibit the abnormal excitation of CNS and produces the inhibitory response in neuron by activating this GABA receptor. Difference between the mechanism of action of barbiturates and benzodiazepines. Coming to the barbiturate. Barbiturate increase the duration of opening of chloride channel. It means barbiturates keep the channel in open state. Coming to the benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines increases the frequency of opening of chloride channels. It means it opens the channel again and again. Coming to the second point, barbiturates. At higher concentrations, barbiturates can open the channel directly and hence they have GABA mimetic action too. Coming to the benzodiazepines, second point. Even at high concentration, benzodiazepines cannot open the channel directly in the absence of GABA and hence they have only the GABA facilitatory action. Please subscribe my channel and like and share my video. Thank you for watching my video.